On this episode, we're previewing Mickey's not-so-scary Halloween party and giving you all of the info you need to make the most of the night. Today's August 9th, 2024. This is episode 692 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys! Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, in addition to live streams from the parks and our weekly live show, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
So on today's episode, we're going to say Happy Halloween. And it is the start of Halloween at Disney World. And since we're not attending till the end of the month, we wanted to give you all the information now.
Yeah, so party starts tonight when this episode comes out. August 9th will be the first. And then these will run on select nights all the way till October 1st, Halloween night. But before we get into all the details of the Halloween party, give you some tips and tricks, we're going to go over this week's poll from our Main Street Magic Facebook community. Some things got moved around when we were doing last week's poll, so people get back-to-back polls this week. So this was a short one, but we're talking all about food recently on these polls. And for this one, it was, which is your favorite quick service dining location over at Epcot? And let's see, in last place, not a lot of love with only 1%, Lotus Blossom Cafe.
Oh, that's sad because we've eaten there before and really like it.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's your standard takeout Chinese food, really. Yeah. They located over there next to Nine Dragons, and it's perfectly fine. I think it's one of those where, you know, you can get this anywhere in your hometown.
Yeah, that's
so true. Maybe you pass it up here or something.
Probably.
But, all right. Next up with 3%, our children definitely did not vote on this because it is Katsura Grill over in Japan, which they absolutely love. Yeah.
Kaylin loves that.
You get that chicken teriyaki with white
that's
rice,
good.
And it's another good quick service.
I feel like that's surprising that this doesn't get more, but I wonder if a lot of them didn't get because like quick service in Epcot, if there's festivals running, that's what you're going to eat usually.
Yeah. And that was a lot of the comments. I mean, really, you know, I think you could put festivals as one of these and it would be number one easily.
Yeah.
Next up is Sunshine Seasons with only 6%.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
That does to me. And then that comes after is La Cantina de San Angel at 9%. I mean, this is one actually.
That's one right across from.
Yeah,
that's always busy.
It's right across from Choza. I mean, this is a really popular spot.
Huh.
And they've got really good stuff. They've got good nachos there, tacos. You can get black beans and rice is a real good like filling side item that is not very expensive, but it'll fill you up. So actually kind of surprised there. Next up at, let's see, 15%, Connections Eatery, which I'm just shocked all around because all of our favorite places are pretty much falling to the bottom, I think. Really. And we love Connections.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a wide variety of things there, from pizza to burgers to that General Tso's salad is so dang good there. And then coming in third place at 20% is Yorkshire Fish Company. I know I voted for this one.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, so I mean that's definitely one of our go-tos every time that we're there. They may only serve really one thing, which is fish and chips, but they do it perfectly.
Yeah,
so
good.
Coming in at second place with 21% over in the American Pavilion is Regal Eagle Smokehouse.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really like the mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is really good there,
and then it's it's familiar.
It is. Yeah.
So,
Everything here is familiar. You can get, something for everyone here.
and I feel like it's more familiar, and easy.
Yeah.
Like, instead of like Chinese food, somebody
Mhm.
might be like, I just want some mac and cheese and some
in a
barbecue.
in a burger.
in a
If you have to
burger.
get a plain
Yeah.
burger, or
Yep.
they have their sauces. Everything comes unsauced the way that it should. They've got their little sauce bar. So yeah, it really is a good selection, and I get why it falls this high. Actually, this surprised me at number one, and I don't know if this is much more because of the sweets or because of the savories. They've got sandwiches, all kinds of stuff in the back of Paris, and I'm not going to pronounce the whole thing, but at 25% is the patisserie.
Yeah.
Way back there.
We have unfortunately, I believe, only ever gotten the creme
We've only done
brulee
sweets, yeah.
sweets.
We've done some sweets there, and that's it. We've not
So
done a
we
sandwich
need to
or
do a
anything.
savory.
Yeah.
It always looks,
stuff looks
really great.
It's always nuts there.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
always
yeah.
a long line, which
Are you sure?
we can
Maybe
see
you know
why.
what? Maybe we did have.
Have we had a
something
sandwich
savory.
there in the past?
It's
I
been
feel
a
like
long
one time we sat and we had more than just sweet treats, and we actually found a spot. It's very hard to get seating
It
there.
is.
And the reason I remember it specifically that moment, because we barely sit in there, but we had a reason. And I looked over and I saw a guy in a shirt with cut off sleeves, and on his arm was a tattoo of the Creed, the band crest.
Oh Lord.
Do you remember that?
No, but your brain works in
Yep.
mysterious
And
ways.
I remember it. I remember it very vividly. So I think we may have gotten a sandwich when we were there at that point. One of my other favorite tattoos that I've ever seen at Disney was of a light blue scooter, and it said Sasha Forever. And that was JD's scooter in Scrubs. And I saw that tattoo at Disney one time on somebody, on their arm. And I thought that was just outstanding. But that's it for this week's poll. You can look forward to next week's in the Main Street Magic community on Facebook. But let's get in and let's talk about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. As we mentioned, this starts August 9th, which will be today. And then we're not going to go through every last date, because there are a total of how many nights that people can enjoy and what's kind of the schedule. Like, we won't name every single date, but
38 dates.
Yeah, a lot of
so
opportunities.
that's over a month. That's over a month total out of 3 months: August, September, and October. You have a lot of dates. August, you're mainly stuck to Tuesdays and Fridays. September, you do have more options like Tuesday, Fridays, and Sundays. October actually has the most. You have some Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So check all those dates out and what works best for you. But 38 dates is fantastic. And especially if you want to do it twice, if you've just really got that money.
yeah.
Because I know if I just had probably money spilling, I would definitely do Mickey's Not So Scary a couple of times.
You remember when they offered the pass that was kind of like the frequent fear pass for Halloween Horror Nights? That one
I would so
holiday
buy that.
season at Disney, they offered a pass. I can't remember the price. It was in the 300 range, I think, that you could go any night you wanted for locals. Which honestly, we would have bought this year, because we'll be there multiple times throughout September, October. That I could see us have gone multiple nights. And as we go
100%.
through everything, we mentioned this the past couple episodes. I feel like we said it more than once. These things are designed in a way that you can't do it all in one night.
Yeah.
So you really need to prioritize things. So that's what we're going to probably try and really help you do.
Yes.
During this episode. Now, what time does the party run each night?
So it starts at 7 p.m. to midnight, but that is where the spooky comes over the loudspeaker and basically and welcomes you to the party at 7 p.m. You can get in as early as 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So I would highly suggest that,
Yeah.
especially if like you're one of these that decides to buy the ticket and then not go to Magic Kingdom, or, you just maybe have a rest day, and, just either way, I would totally to pick 4 o'clock and be there at 4.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll talk a little bit more about that with our tips and tricks. How much does this cost?
The tickets are running from as low as, and this is obviously your first, few nights, $119 to all the way up to $199 per ticket. Now this is, of course, has tax and stuff like that, but that $200 ticket is the 31st and multiple probably dates in October.
Yeah, I mean, really, other than
even
opening
September.
night,
What was ours?
ours all together were I think 380 combined.
So
and that was
there
the
you
end
go.
of September.
Yep.
So you do get discounts of $10 for annual pass holders and Disney Vacation Club members. Cast members can also save on select nights, which they can find in the Cast Life web or My Disney Today. Opening night tends to be a little bit more expensive. It won't be that 119 mark because they know that everybody, the bloggers, the vloggers, the podcasters, we used to go opening night.
We did.
And we just decided that wasn't for us anymore. We've gone enough that we and that's why we're doing this episode now, and we'll do another review once we go, but we want to give the info to all the people that are still going to go here in, August and up till the end of September when we get to go. So we decided that because we can still talk about it, we want to actually do it when we enjoy it.
Yes,
which
because
isn't opening night. Like I would avoid opening night unless you have to go because that's when your trip is and it's the only night, right?
And thank God, I think. I'm like, it hasn't changed over coming back, which is great. And the reasons I say that is because there is so much to do and how to do it. So it's nice that it's not like we need to be there every year on the first day because they change it up so much.
It'd be kind of nice if we had to, but they have not changed a thing in years. And we still go year after year. Mm-hmm. So, it does show you how much there is to do and how much you can enjoy it. But there are a few new things this year. One of those being you can meet Mickey and Minnie. They will be in their brand new neon spiderweb attire.
Oh, that'll be fun.
You can be on the lookout for sinister sights, spot more Disney villains across the park than ever before. And you can journey over to Fairy Tale Garden to not only meet Mirabelle, but her special visitor, Bruno, making his first ever appearance at the party.
Okay.
So those things are new this year, but the main stuff that we'll talk about here on out has stayed the same. All right, before we get into a couple details of what's available, get your tickets now.
Yes.
We are starting to see some dates sell out in August, September. Halloween night always sells out. As it moves along, parties will start to sell out. I believe last year, by the time it got to most parties, most of them were sold out. So you really do. You don't want to wait. I see a lot of people, can I just buy tickets the day of? Technically, yeah. But as soon as you financially can get them, go ahead and get them.
Yeah.
I would not wait because you could miss out. It could be sold out. The reason you're hopefully listening to this episode and the reason we're doing this episode is have a plan.
Yes.
As we were kind of saying a little bit earlier, prioritize everything that you want to do. Much like with any Disney trip, it's one of those that whoever in your party is going to this party, sit down and ask them what's most important. Yeah. And then kind of plan around that. Now, we'll give you maybe some ideas on, you might want to sway some ideas, but we can talk about that. As Rhonda said, arrive at 4 p.m.
Yes.
You're starting to allude a little bit like, okay, so as annual pass holders and all, we can get in anytime, of course. Mm-hmm. But if this is the only thing you're doing that day, you have a party ticket, then you can arrive at 4 p.m. So get there at 4 p.m. What do we typically recommend the rest of your day looks like, though, right?
Rest.
Yeah.
Just wake up. I would say do something fun and an evening thing the night before. Mm-hmm. So if you're out a little later, 10, 11, that's fine because then you're going to sleep in, if you're staying on property, make sure you use those window coverings and just sleep and rest, lay by the pool, just kind of hang out and then get ready and, be over there at 4 p.m. and checking in. Yeah, because there's really no point in spending to double dip on this day and pay for another park. If you were, let's just say, you're coming from overseas, you've got like a 14-day ticket package, you have the opportunity to go every day, this would still
be probably a good day to do something like an Animal Kingdom, where you can actually accomplish a lot before you want to, go back to your room, get ready, and then arrive by 4. This would be a good time to plan to do a park that you're doing other days. If you're going to have to do one, but take it off and then just start the party at 4. Also think about that when you're planning your day after the party. It may not be the time to make an 8 a.m. breakfast reservation at Magic Kingdom inside at Cinderella Royal Table the day after you do the Halloween party, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still might want to have that next morning be one that you go, all right, we can chill a little bit.
Yep.
Make your Lightning Lane multi-pass and single pass purchases and selections, prior, so that you have the next morning all laid out, and you might want to get it started a little bit later. Like rope drop might not be a thing.
Yeah.
When is probably the best time to meet your favorite character, especially if it comes to someone like Jack and Sally?
The first.
Yeah.
But that's not at 4 p.m. That starts at 7.
Yeah, but you can get in. So you can start lining up. I'm trying to remember how we did it last year, because I think last year we started to line up around 6:15, 6:30 for Jack and Sally there.
We did.
And they're in the Town Square Theater, right up front where Mickey normally meets.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be ready to do that first.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you have characters you want to meet.
Yeah.
Like we were dressed as Jack and Sally. We wanted to meet them. So like this year we'll be dressed as Yzma and Kronk. If Yzma's in there,
if they're meeting, we will
I
go find
want
them
to go
first.
find them first. Yeah.
So, but this comes down to those priorities, and you want to look at character meet and greets are best to do either first or very, very last.
Yeah.
We've also had luck at 11:30 getting in line for Jack and Sally.
Yep.
And we might meet them a little after midnight, but when you start looking at times between about 8 to 10 are going to be the heaviest for character meet and greets.
Mm-hmm.
Those, honestly, sometimes you could be waiting in a 2-hour line for a character that isn't there often. I mean, that's when you get to your Maleficents and Evil Queens and Dr. Facilier's and, the 7 Dwarves. Sometimes a lot of them will be out there. So you want to prioritize those first or last for sure. This something that we kind of think you should really do is focus on what's available at the party only.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't
The
really
merch.
the merchandise, the shows, the treats.
Mm-hmm.
For us, this isn't the time to go and be like, I can probably ride Pirates of the Caribbean at a shorter wait time. It's not the time to do that.
Yeah.
If you focus all your time on rides only, then I think you're wasting your money. Find an after hours that's specific to lower wait times for rides. You can see it here. The only ride we prioritize typically, and we'll talk about a few more in a little bit, but is Haunted Mansion.
Correct.
And we typically do that before the 7 p.m. party time.
Yep.
So if you do want to do rides, Magic Kingdom will start to clear out. They have to close by 6 to get everybody out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll see people, and typically it's a slower day in general because people know there's a party that night and they got to be out early. But yeah, get in there, and between that 4 and 6 p.m., if that's when you think you want to do rides, that's when you should focus on rides.
I agree.
Right?
Yep.
I guess overall, how do we feel about the trick-or-treating?
Personally, it was super great in the beginning when we had kids, and it was fun, and we got tons of candy, and then we just used it to give it out here when we were in Halloween. But the more it just came around and we didn't have strollers and and we're carrying the bags, I don't care. And then depending on when you go, what you get, some of it'll melt because it's so hot.
Yeah.
So I would almost tend to, and I would say there's a couple of reasons to tend to do it last. One, you're not carrying that bag. And second, at the end, they are just dumping candy into your bags.
Yeah, you have to go to a lot less stations, honestly.
Yes. So that's what I would say if you really want some candy and you want to trick or treat.
Yeah. And, and this is a hard one because of little kids. This is what they're going to want to do.
Yeah.
And that's where I think, when you sit down and you have that conversation with the people going, and if you have the little kids like, I just want to trick or treat, I think it's a good time to have a conversation with them and say, we're going to trick or treat, and you show them all the other things there are to do.
Right.
Because I think you save the trick or treating either for last.
Yes.
You save it when maybe your kid is about to have a breakdown and you go, you know what? Let's take them to a trick-or-treat line. Let's save them and take them to a trick-or-treat line now.
Well, I was going to say,
Right.
I would suggest personally, if you've got a young kid, go, all right, we're going to hit one of the stations, because they do still give you like an ice cream scoop of, or a ice scoop, they call it, whatever, of the candy. So you get a few pieces to hold your child over.
Yeah, if you just hit
basically.
that first one.
So you hit one, you then say, we're going to do this later. We're going to go do this, this, and that. But you have some candy to give.
Yeah,
So-
agreed. And even when you check in, they're going to take you, to that. They're going to open that walkway that's going to take you out between basically the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor and the Plaza Restaurant and Tomorrowland Terrace. There's a street that cuts through there right by the theater and the confectionery in between, and they're going to hand you your bag, your trick-or-treat bag, and it's going to already start out with some treats.
It's going to start out with a full-size candy.
It's usually an M&M.
It's usually
And
that.
it's usually whatever that year's like special flavor is. I don't know what it'll be this year, but like Rhonda said, that'll help hold your kid over. Another thing you can do is let your kid know that, like, look, bud, when we're done with all this, if you don't have enough candy, I will buy you some. Because if you spend, and we've done it, if you spend all your time in trick-or-treat lines, and they move quick, and they're all over the place, I would not put them on your schedule.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. I would use them as we're walking past trick or treat. It's not a bad line or it's moving quick. Let's go through it on our way to this thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, all right, here's all the stations. Here's the order we're going to do them. Here's our focus.
Right.
And just start trick or treating. You're going to miss out on a lot of other stuff. There's going to be magic shots throughout. You want to look at Headless Horseman's always a great one. Hitchhiking Ghosts. So, look at where those are. Another great one, Headless Horseman, is usually out front of the train station, and you can usually hit it on your way out.
Last year, he was hidden over
Where
by
was he last
presidents of
That's right,
the
it sure
Hall of
was, Hall of
Presidents.
Presidents.
And it was him, and then what else was there? Because
There were
got
a couple that we
two.
knocked 2 or 3 out of the way in a row. And again, that was right at that beginning.
Yep.
They were literally starting them at 7 p.m.
Yep.
That's right. And we walked over and knocked out 2 or 3 magic
Super
shots,
cool.
one after another, with absolutely zero wait.
Yep.
Okay, this will probably be a little bit of a do as we say, not as we do, because we go all out for our costumes. But, what do you suggest when people are thinking about costumes? And of course, look on Disney sites. There are restrictions, especially when it comes to facial coverings, masks, things like that. Weapons, are things that look like weapons. So make sure you go to their main page. But everybody can dress up.
Yep.
Kids, adults.
Yay,
Yep.
because that's us.
What do you recommend though? Because
Well, I always say depends on the weather
yeah,
and when we're going. Because I've joked and said, if we're going to go in August again, can I just be a fairy where I hardly have any clothes on? Because it is very hot. It really is. We are going at the end of September, and I really hope that wearing a dress will be okay and I won't be cold, because that's where I'll have a dress, but I could be cold now.
Yeah, I mean, it
So,
can vary.
It
And
can.
even if you think like you're going Halloween night, you might think, oh, it's Halloween night. We're end of October. It could still be hot. It can still be humid.
Yep.
So just, again, think about that when you're putting your costumes. We have spent plenty where we've had the best time ever, but it has been uncomfortable. I mean, you will be sweating. So, if you've got lots of layers, think about that when you're putting on wigs, when you're doing makeup or anything like that. Just again. All right. So trick-or-treating, like we said, kind of put this on your list as maybe you walk past it and it happens. They're all over. You've got them from the Market Street Welcome trick-or-treating that's going to be open for that first hour from 7 to 8. As you're walking through that little side street, you're going to have them at Tortuga Tavern, Tom Sawyer's Island Dock, Gaston's Tavern, near Tron Light Cycle Run, Princess Fairy Tale Hall, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor is actually a really good one when you need a break.
That one is really
Yeah,
good.
'cause you actually walk through it.
Yes, and there's still kind of what they always do at the beginning of the show, I guess, for lack of a better term, making fun of people.
Yeah, it's not a full show. Yep.
Right.
So, but it's something still going on. So it is a good spot to sit and take a little break in the AC. Talk some about the allergies though, because if you do have allergies, they're still going to be able to help you out here, obviously. And you can still technically go through the trick-or-treat stations. They're just not going to have your treats for you there.
Yeah. You would need to see a cast member because you'll have a teal colored treat bag with you when you go trick-or-treating. And you'll receive a teal token at their treat stations.
Yeah.
So, and then you could redeem them for your allergy-friendly centers for special treats.
Yep. Yeah, so then you'll take that.
Done that, I believe.
We've done it before. We've gotten a token before to get a bag of allergy-friendly treats and try them out. And there's definitely some options, but they will make do for you. So don't worry about that. You can still get some treats. All right, there's some different entertainment going on. Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe is going to have the Disney Junior Jam. So again, when you need something fun to do, you can do this. New this year is going to be over at the Rocket Tower Plaza stage, inspired by the Descendants. Rise of Red is the Descend Dance Party.
That sounds cool.
The Zombies parties were a blast in the past. So it sounds like this is going to be that.
That's going to be fun.
And those used to be in Cosmic Rays.
Yep.
Now there's the Disney Junior. This will be out there in Tomorrowland at the stage. And Descendants Dance should be a lot of fun. You can go to Frontierland, where the Cadaver Dan's Barbershop Quartet is singing with their deadpan humor. Make sure you catch this as well.
Cute. Yep.
This is really good over in Frontierland. And then finally, you've got Rusty Cutlass, a spirited pirate band and their crew traveling throughout Adventureland.
That's cool.
So that'll be a lot of fun. You got entertainment going throughout. As far as attractions, like we were talking about, the ones that you might want to experience, first of all, Haunted Mansion is fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
But they don't do anything.
They
It's
don't do
just
anything
Haunted
special.
Mansion.
It's just Haunted Mansion. But you do have Space Mountain in pitch black darkness with spooky tunes.
We've done that. It's fun.
Yeah. It's actually really cool.
It is.
As much as we don't care for Space Mountain anymore.
Too.
This is fun to do.
Yeah, it is.
That night. Mad Tea Party has special lighting effects. It is like a disco in there.
I'll do that one.
Yeah. If
we walk by and you can walk by and like look at it and listen, and it's super cute.
Yeah, if the tea party and spinning teacups already make you a little nauseous, this or even you're worried about it, this will take you over the edge, because it is flashing disco lights. It's a lot to take in. So just as a fair warning. And then as we were mentioning, they've got a bunch of fun jokes with a Halloween twist happening throughout Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
Yes. That's fun.
Yes. What about merchandise? We're going to check out the merchandise. Is that worth it to people?
Oh my gosh.
To look at, right? You want to plan this into your day.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Well, it only also doesn't open until 7 p.m. And then it usually has a little line, especially depending on everything. So yeah, you go get your things that you want, and they'll have the party essential or party exclusive, I mean, where, you know, you could get your spirit jerseys, or there's usually something that I find that I'm like, oh, we need this. Like we have a bowl.
Yep.
We haven't pulled out our Halloween stuff. Usually at this time we have, so we can remember and say what we have.
I know, we usually do it. We usually get our Halloween stuff out when they start decorating. I think we're going to wait till Labor Day this weekend. I got sick of it last year.
You did. I think we're going to wait
way too long.
Yeah, a little later.
Yeah.
But
we'll kick off September with Halloween. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
You wanted to put on Nightmare Before Christmas music before we started recording, I guess, to get you all on the moon.
I did, but I didn't want to put on the movie. You started to, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So, but the song I didn't mind listening to.
Something that's really cool and to take note of, because we're about to talk about shows and some special offerings like Buddha U Parade, fireworks. The American Sign Language interpretation will be offered at select shows on these dates only. For all these different shows we're about to talk about. This is Friday, August 23rd, Thursday, September 26th, and Thursday, October 24th. So if you have somebody that needs ASL interpretation for these types of shows, especially like the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular, that's right there on the stage show, then those would be really good nights if they fall into your plans to go.
That's awesome.
So they can make sure they're included in everything. I think that was very, very cool. All right, so first up is the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular.
Yes.
What is this? What's your elevator pitch on this one? How would you explain this to folks? And is it worth catching?
Yeah. It is like Hocus Pocus, and a bunch of villains incorporated. That's would be my pitch, I think, right? It's just great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You have the Sanderson
love it.
sisters. They're going to come out. You're going to have each of the major villains come out. Everything from Maleficent,
Oogie
Evil
Boogie.
Queen, Oogie Boogie,
That's-
Dr. Facilier.
Yeah.
Like it's a wonderful stage show on the castle stage in grand Disney fashion.
Yep.
I mean, it's just the way they do things.
They sing, they
yeah.
dance, they there's fireworks and fire and
The Sanderson sisters are so
Oh,
good.
yeah,
in this
they are.
too.
They are.
Like, and I know it stayed the same for so long,
It's so
but you know,
good.
you see it once a year. It's still super entertaining.
Yep.
Don't miss this. Event nights from August 9th through September 28th, because it doesn't get darker until later. And they want to use advantage of the darkness for all these types of things. You got 9:05, 10:35, and then the final showing is at 12 a.m.
that sends you out. That's basically
yes, it sends
like,
you out while
okay,
they're closing it
work
off.
done.
It's going on the stage. They add a show at 7:35 p.m. Beginning September 29th through October 31st.
because the
again,
time
sun,
changes.
Yep, starts setting earlier. All right. At 10 p.m., we're going to get Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular. This is their nighttime fireworks.
Yay.
If you have never seen this, we'll just say that it is kicked off by Jack Skellington, and it will
that
blow
just gave
your
me
mind.
chills. I
It is
love
the coolest
so
thing
much.
ever.
It is.
You want to be here. You want to have a good view. We'll talk about the parade, and then we'll give you a little bit of a layout how we like to do things.
I started to say,
make sure you catch all.
Yeah,
these,
how you
but-
do it, because you always do really well.
Yeah,
with
but
that.
you do not want to miss the fireworks
No, or the parade.
or the parade. Boo to You parade is going to happen twice nightly
Yes.
at 8:15
Yes.
and 11:15.
Yes.
So you do not want to miss this parade. I think it's the best parade that Disney's ever done.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I'd put it over the Main Street Electrical Parade. That'll probably get a lot of hate
Ooh.
mail. Man, when Boo to You starts over the speaker, first of all, it's kicked off by the Headless Horseman.
Yeah.
Weather permitting.
Yes.
It is kicked off by the
Yes.
Headless Horseman running down Main Street, or doing the entire parade route. Unbelievable. When you hear the clopping
Oh,
of those horse feet,
yes.
horseshoes coming through, and the Headless Horseman, and then that Boo to You music starts playing, it's so stinking good.
Yeah, it is.
So again,
So
8:15 and 11:15. Now, what we like to do is catch all three of these.
Yeah.
But we like to do it basically without having to move.
Mhm.
And so, for example, when we go on September 26th, what we will most likely do between that 7 to that first hour or so, we're going to look at, we're going to get there before 7, first of all.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Probably around 5:30-ish, we're going to look at doing Haunted Mansion,
Mhm.
and go ahead and do it. A little after 6 or so, we're going to make our way back towards the hub, and we're going to look at making sure that we're all checked in, that we've got our wristband, we've got our bag, and we're going to head straight to the theater to meet Jack and Sally, right? So we're going to get in line there, just say
Okay.
6:30-ish. They're going to start at 7. Sometimes they'll even start a little bit earlier, and hopefully be done with that, and then spend that first hour and a half or so getting some specialty treats. That's a good time to maybe go do Space Mountain and try and get that done as soon as the party starts and they turn the lights off. And then we're going to try and line up for that 9:05 Villain Spectacular stage show.
Yep.
Right. So we'll get there about 30 minutes early. We'll find a spot around the hub. We like to get around trash cans because you might have to throw people's trash away for them, but you tend to have some space around you.
Yeah.
Right? So you find a good spot around the hub. You're going to catch that show at 9:05 p.m. It's going to be done around 9:20 or so. You're right there in the hub. So there's a couple things you can do. You can take your spot and just sit and wait.
Mhm.
Now's a good time to maybe send somebody off to like a Casey's Corner.
Yep.
And maybe get some specialty food or hot dogs and all that they've got going on there. Come back, relax, and check out the fireworks at 10 p.m.
Mhm.
Right? Fireworks are going to go off. They're going to be done, and you're going to be in a pretty good spot all ready for the 11:15 Boo to You.
Yep.
Now, the only thing you could change this, and we've done this before, and typically the second 11:15 Boo to You will be less crowded. But if you want, catch the 8:15, line up early for that, probably about 45 minutes to an hour early for that. Catch that at 8:15, then stick around for the 9:05 Villain Spectacular, and then catch the fireworks at 10.
Yeah,
You
and
can do it in
we
either
usually,
one of those. That's usually
I
the
think
one
that's
that
how
we do.
we
Yeah.
usually do it, because I think the 11:15 is actually busier, but I guess it's not.
It tends not to be, because after the 10 o'clock, you're going to see a lot of families clear out with the young kids.
That's true.
Because this party goes till midnight.
That's
if you
true.
stay till midnight, you're not getting back to your resort till 1, usually at the earliest. So a lot of times after that 8:15 parade and 10 p.m. fireworks, that's where the majority of the kids will be, and the families. They'll head out, so sometimes 11:15 is a little bit better. And then once the 11:15 is done, that's the time to go hit up those trick-or-treating spots. That's the time to look for low wait times on rides. That's the time to hop in line for the Jack and Sally or the Maleficents or the Evil Queens that tend to be a little bit of the longer lines. So, but once you get that spot, what we're saying is plan it out to do those 3.
Yeah.
If you look at going, well, I'm going to catch the, let's go after September 20th. I'm going to catch the 7:35 p.m. stage show. And you go and you get a spot and you're there 30 minutes early. You spend, the 30 minutes, then the show happens. You've wasted an hour. You leave and completely go off somewhere else. You're going to have to come all the way back, either, probably for that 10 p.m. show for the fireworks. So just stay put. You're not going to miss anything else out. And these 3 are the highlights of the entire thing.
Yeah.
I think if you walk away having done these 3 and seeing your favorite character, you've accomplished a lot.
Yeah.
You're still going to walk away with some treats. You're still going to have some time to get some specialty food. But you want to make sure, I think, that you knock those 3 out. All right, let's talk a little bit about the specialty food real quick before we end up wrapping this up, because there are a lot of wonderful treats. Let's start with Main Street Bakery. What is available at Main Street Bakery? And again, prioritize your treats. You cannot do all of these.
Yes.
And what was the tip we gave on our live stream on what you should pack in your park bag?
Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times where I get full and I'm like, I kind of want it, but I want to eat it later.
Yeah. And a lot of these are party exclusive.
Yes.
They're only available between 7 and 12. So if you're not, if you think, well, we're coming back to Magic Kingdom a day or 2 or 3 later, or even again during the Halloween season, you won't be able to get a majority of these treats. So if you really want them, but you can't eat them that night, bring some Ziplocs, pack them up, take them with you, eat them the next day to whatever. Yeah.
And like Jeremy just said, with that being said, at the Main Street Bakery, we do have a mini witch hat, which is a chocolate cookie topped with peanut butter mousse, milk chocolate ganache, and buttercream. That is only available during the party. And then you have a mini shaped cinnamon roll with green and purple icing and an orange bow. That is available during all hours of Magic Kingdom. So I would say get that, one day when you're getting your Starbucks, and then get that, and then take the mini witch hat and put it in a Ziploc baggie.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor. We've got a cinnamon apple sundae. This is new this year with dulce de leche ice cream topped with caramel sauce, apple pie filling, cinnamon candies, and whipped cream. And this is available only during the party. Also available only during the party is the Graveyard Milkshake, chocolate milkshake with a dipped graveyard jelly donut, white chocolate tombstone, gummy candy, and a haunted mansion straw.
Ooh.
Finally, now you can get this during regular hours or the party, is an ice cream chocolate cookie sandwich, Halloween cookies with M&Ms, Ghouls mixed chocolate candies, and your choice of ice cream. Thank you for actually filling it with ice cream.
Yeah.
Not that buttercream mint.
I kind of
stuff.
want this.
That sounds
It
really good. But
looks good.
That's one you got to eat there. You can't put that in your Ziploc.
No,
It's
you
got
cannot.
Ice cream
Yep,
inside.
you gotta eat
so
that.
that sounds outstanding.
But it is regular park hours, so that's fantastic.
Yes.
Because again, we're going to be there so many times.
Yeah.
We need to write all this down.
Yeah, we're gonna make a plan. So
We
when
need
you
to sit down and do this.
our week is our 2 weeks of recording are so messed up. We're recording this Sunday, so almost a full week ahead of time. And we recorded Tuesday's episode on Friday, and we recorded this past Friday's on Thursday. So we've done 3 this weekend because we actually decided very last minute, because of all these treats and availability, we were not going to be back at Disney till the end of the month, until August 29th for the opening of Food and Wine. And then we're going to have a lot of focus on Food and Wine. We're not doing the party till the end of September. So when you hear this episode, we will be at Disney. We planned a last minute down from the 8th to the 10th. And one of those reasons is to get inside Magic Kingdom and some of the resorts to try some of these specialty items that are available during the day.
Yep.
One of those being at the Plaza Restaurant. They actually have several items that are available during regular park hours. So while you're listening to this episode, we will have a reservation at 2 p.m.
I started to say, yep.
on Friday the 9th
Yay.
to go here specifically. And I think we're going to get all 4 of the Plaza
Yay.
specialty Halloween items because of the fact they're available during the day.
Perfect.
Because if you want to go back to our tips and tricks, one we did not say is don't you dare make a dining reservation between 7 and 12.
Yeah.
It is a waste of time.
It really is.
Now, some of the sit downs we'll get to are only available 7 to 12. There's nothing on that list that is going to be so good for you to waste a reservation and waste potentially an hour of party time just to get a few specialty things.
I agree.
We'll obviously keep up and see if some of these things get released at 4 p.m. at these restaurants, with them knowing people are going to go out. Like, you could still make a reservation at 6 p.m., I believe, or right prior to 6 p.m. I think they shut them down between 6 and 7. But let's say you make a reservation for 5. I'm honestly not 100% sure if some of the party exclusive items would be at these sit downs. We'll let you know if we hear about it, but it's just not worth it.
No.
And if you are going to, honestly, even between 4 and 7, unless you're a pass holder, and you can get in the park whenever you want. Don't even waste the time between 4 and 7 if you spent the money on this ticket.
Yeah.
And this is your park for the day and night, doing a sit down. Again, there's nothing going to be worth it.
I agree.
With that being said, we're going to try these at the Plaza because they're available all day. Let's start off with the first one.
Yes.
Which I think I'll let you get this and
Yes.
then I'll get the sandwich.
Okay.
But we'll get to
Or
try
vice
both.
versa.
We'll split,
Yeah.
right?
So this is a ghoulish gourmet burger. This is 2 all beef patties with pepper jack and Swiss cheese, candied bacon, balsamic glaze, mushrooms, onion ring, and a truffle buffalo aioli served on a black bun.
Yeah, all this stuff is new this year. It looks
is.
absurd in the picture.
Very large.
Yeah. So we will try that. The Halloween Turkey Club, which is a turkey club, so it's standard, but I love a good club, with bacon on a black sandwich bread.
Yeah, you'll have to
So-
make sure, though, that there's no mayonnaise on
No,
that.
I'll make sure everything that's on it. And I see pickles already on that plate, and they look juicy as all get out. So not getting any of those. I feel, what should we get to maybe wash all this down with, Rhonda?
I think we should get both graveyard milkshake and a layered pumpkin cake with cream cheese mousse.
We're getting both. But the milkshake is not our dessert.
Yeah.
That's our beverage to wash down this delicious burger and
so
sandwich.
this is
right?
a chocolate milkshake with a dipped graveyard jelly donut. Oh my gosh. White chocolate, tombstone, gummy candies, and a Haunted Mansion straw. Holy moly. So I guess this Haunted Mansion straw is going to be popular.
Yes.
I'm
and it looks like
excited.
it is. It actually looks like it is a hard plastic keepsake straw, like we've done. In
I
the
was
past.
figuring.
Yeah,
that.
we've got several of those. They usually have a little like keychain thing hanging from them.
Sometimes, yeah.
And then the layered pumpkin cake with cream cheese mousse. That sounds outstanding.
It
So
sounds, and it's pretty because you've got the orange and white, and then on the outside of the fondant and everything, it's a green and orange and purple.
Yeah. And one thing I will say from our experience in the past, specific to the Halloween party, is they make some of the most inventive and beautiful desserts and sweet treats. These tend to be just way overboard and overblown. And like most likely that graveyard milkshake is going to be just so rich and sugary and heavy is what we found. Like these are ones that they're hard, a lot of times they're hard to finish. So a lot of times it's going to be good to split with some folks and really find the treats that you truly want to try. Okay, let's move on to Casey's Corner. Now, these are available. Some of these are available during regular park hours. Some of them are exclusive to the party. This is one where we'll probably try and get to another day, like during the daytime when we're at Magic Kingdom, and have lunch here.
But this is also a great place, like Jeremy said, when y'all are waiting for your, whatever's to come, whether it be the fireworks or the parade, if you're hungry, because it is a quick service, one person can run over there. We have literally done this while sitting
and it's right
waiting.
there.
Yep.
It's right there by the hub. So it is the most accessible one to go over and grab stuff. What can you grab from here?
Well, so you're going to be able to grab a Chipotle barbecue pork street corn, and you're going to be able to grab that on either French fries, a hot dog, mini corn dogs.
Yeah.
So, and this is, let's see, it is topped with fire roasted corn, queso fresco, and cilantro with the pulled pork and then the corn and everything on like I said, French fries, hot dog, or corn dogs. Which one do you think we will be getting?
I personally would like to try the hot dog version the most. And I think
Okay.
you would like to try the corn dog version, right? So I think those are the
Technically.
two we'd maybe go with.
Yeah.
Or maybe we do the corn dogs and the fries.
And those
switch it up.
3 are available during the regular hours.
Yeah.
The only thing that is not available is your Mickey-shaped cheesecake, which is pumpkin cheesecake with graham cracker crust and a white chocolate whipped ganache. And that is only party exclusive.
And that sounds like one to definitely get.
Mm-hmm.
Anything pumpkin, we're going to go after.
Yeah.
Outdoor vending near Cinderella Castle right there. You can get the Oogie Boogie cupcake. This is a chocolate cupcake with marshmallow buttercream, cookies and cream, buttercream, gummy candy, and an Oogie Boogie chocolate piece. New and available only during the party. Near at the churro cart right there at Cinderella Castle, you can get the worms and dirt churro. This is a churro rolled in cookies and cream dust and topped with marshmallow and sour gummy candy. This is new. This is available during regular park hours and not so scary. Their party-specific specialty churros are better than the standard churros.
Yes.
But I personally still don't think they're worth the money. I think there's a lot better treats than when they do the churros. We've had some of the specialty churros. They're fine.
Yeah.
I just think they're doing a lot better stuff that you could spend your money on instead of this.
Yeah.
All right. What do they have at Aloha Isle Refreshments if you need to be refreshed?
And this is available during regular park hours. So if you want to try it, it is a whipped mango and chamoy float. It's Dole Whip, mango, pineapple juice, chamoy, and chili lime seasoning.
Yeah, this is like your tahine.
It's pretty.
This is your take of tahine on mango. You know, tahine seasoning on mango that a lot of people do, or pineapple normally.
Do you want to try this?
I don't. I'm not a big fan of the. I'm not a big fan of the sweet heat with the fruit and stuff. I just personally.
We can pass this up.
Yeah, so I don't think we'll do that one. But the next one,
yes.
I want both of these at the Golden Oak Outpost. These are Halloween party specific. One of those being a chocolate caramel tart. It's a chocolate tart shell filled with chocolate ganache, caramel sauce, and caramel cream topped with Twix cookie bar pieces and a chocolate piece. And then they have, this could go either way.
I know.
Sweet and spicy beignets, berry and cayenne dusted beignets with a chicory coffee chocolate sauce.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So we'll give that one a shot. I think
absolutely
that will be a priority during the party for us. All right. Pecos Bill. We have done meals here before. This is a good option, I think. If you're going to get a quick service, I do think this is a good one because of their specialty items. What do they have up first? Which is the first time I think we've seen this type of item on Pecos Bill menu.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And we are talking about a grilled masa flatbread. This is grilled corn cake, which sounds amazing, to be honest.
This sounds so
it really does.
Good and inventive.
Yeah.
And fall in your mouth.
Yeah, because it starts saying now it's topped with butternut squash puree, which I love, braised chicken, cilantro, pumpkin seed sauce, shredded lettuce, pico de gallo, and queso fresco. That is, party exclusive, which, golly.
That sounds super good. And that, who knows? We'll see if that's our party night.
I know. Daggum.
Because they also have a Cajun burger, which is a Cajun spiced all beef patty topped with fried green tomato, Cajun andouille dip, and a Creole remoulade on a black bun.
I think since we're getting the burger from Plaza, we should skip and just do the
pizza.
Yeah.
I like that. They've also got a spiced chocolate mousse bar. This is spiced chocolate mousse, dulce de leche, orange glaze, and a sugar candy. That is new this year. And then probably to wash it down, that pizza, we'll get the guava lemonade slushy with a cheesecake foam, Halloween sprinkles, and sugar candy. Of course, it's non-alcoholic, and this is party exclusive as well. All right, let's move on to Sleepy Hollow Refreshments. First thing up angers me because of the photo and then the description. What is this first one?
Oh, so it's a hand-dipped corn dog with spicy violet mustard and spicy cheese flavored snacks on top.
Cheetos. Flaming hot Cheetos are crumpled on top of this.
But it's a purple like drizzle and it's mustard.
That's not right. You should not be.
Because would you think
the
it would
color
be
of
mustard or would you think it would be?
I would think it would be sweet. I would think it would be. Well, yeah, maybe. But honestly, looking at it, and I understand that you've got a savory corn dog and you've got these flaming hot Cheetos, but they've done weird stuff in the past. I would look at it and actually think it was purple icing. And it was doing this sweet, savory combination. Yeah.
So be prepared, mustard haters.
Be prepared. What did we have last year that we actually really enjoyed that they have here? So we'll skip them this year because we've had them. But I would recommend these if you're looking for something quick and,
and by the way, these are all only at the party, exclusive. This is the char siu chicken wings. This is glazed whole chicken wings topped with chili threads and garlic. And this was really good last year. Yeah. I really, really enjoyed it.
We love these. And then new this year, I think I'm most excited for this, not only based on the way that it looks, but the description and what it involves is the Madame Leota Seance Candle. This is this cool push pop looking thing. We've done one in the past with a Jack push pop.
Yep.
And it's literally, it's a plastic push pop thing. It's filled with like cake and buttercreams and all. And this one has red velvet cake and cookies and cream mousse as the topping. It looks like this melting candle coming over the edge of the push pop. And the wallpaper, the Haunted Mansion wallpaper, like surrounding it. That looks amazing. And then finally, they've got a dulce de leche peanut butter and chocolate sauce funnel cake.
Yes.
Which sounds absolutely ridiculous as well. Now, this sounds so similar to the specialty cookie during the International Festival of the Holidays that they have over there. Remember?
Yes, it does.
With the Snickers pieces and all of that. So I bet this is delicious.
Yeah.
All right, we will definitely be picking up. It has made its way all the way from the West Coast in Disneyland last year. And that is the Minnie Mouse Hocus Pocus Halloween dress-up sipper. This is not going to be available for mobile order. There's limit 2 per person per transaction, of course, while supplies last. And this is available during the party only.
Yes. So. And usually, just so y'all are aware, they do have multiple places where you can locations. Thank you.
And the way they've been doing things in the past is they've been doing them properly and they've been ordering enough, and making it party exclusive tends to make it a lot better and easier to access as opposed to just having it all day and people buying it out, August 9th by noon or something. So I like that. Liberty Square Market. We had one of these last year. What do we have available? Nothing new here, but they're all very good.
Yeah. So you've got a Jack Pop, a Sally Pop, and a Skull Blondie. The Jack Pop is chocolate fudge brownie with marshmallow filling topped with chocolate piece, which of course is Jack. Sally is your yellow cake with raspberry filling topped with the chocolate piece, which of course is Sally. These are available during the party only. This is what Jeremy got me last year. And because I was Sally and I was so full, I couldn't eat it. So he got a pretzel. And this is why we say to bring Ziplocs, because I took this pretzel paper and wrapped it up, and I ate this the next day, and it was so daggum good.
It was a good breakfast.
It really was,
because it's got that raspberry filling,
and because it's yellow cake with raspberry filling. I will probably want to get this again and immediately just put it in my Ziploc and have it for the next day or so.
Yeah.
And then your Skull Blondie is maple blondie with caramel sauce. So that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I would like to try it.
These would be good treats to pack and take with you, along with the outdoor vending location near Haunted Mansion, which has these tombstone tarts. These are sugar dough filled with cookies and cream cheese mousse and a Halloween decor. And these are party specific.
And I'm hoping these might already be prepackaged.
Yeah. They're not new this year, but we've not had them in the past.
And I don't remember what. Yeah. So
we're going to need a special. And again, you can bring your own trick or treat bags.
Yep. And we do.
Yep. And even if it's just for specialty treats like this.
100%.
All right. Pinocchio Village House. You got a whole bunch of stuff here. You have the very interesting creepy clam flatbread with bacon, black ink pesto, Romano, and Calabrian chili aioli. This is new this year.
That
I
doesn't sound good.
I don't want to go with clams on a pizza at quick service in Halloween. It's just me. But I would try the spicy meatball flatbread. This is meatballs, a spicy tomato sauce, provolone, the Calabrian chilies, and a basil pesto. They've also got sweet and spicy chicken strips tossed in Korean barbecue sauce, topped with black sesame seeds, fried garlic, and green onions. And just by going how good those char siu chicken wings were, I bet this will be outstanding. You can also get a swinging wake cake, which is vanilla cake with fruity cereal mousse, and a Boo raspberry slushy. This is blue raspberry slushy with marshmallow foam and a marshmallow ghost. This is non-alcoholic. All of these items are available during the Halloween party only. I will say that Boo raspberry slushy, other than the marshmallow ghost on top, this sounds like exactly the slushy that they're serving over at Cosmic Rays, which is the Sully slushy.
Yep.
Only difference there is your marshmallow foam is going to be white, and here it's purple, just to give it that little Halloween look. But it's really, really good. But you can get this over at Cosmic Rays during the day.
Yes.
So you might want to save your money for that.
But if you do want all of these, it is party exclusive only. But here's a nice little tip. You can mobile order these. And this is a quick service. So again, you're not spending your time and everything, but you're still getting some party exclusive food.
Yeah. And I would highly recommend doing the mobile order.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to Be Our Guest. And I'm actually kind of glad like none of these are things that I just have to have. Some sound good, but I would not waste the time in sitting down, especially to Be Our Guest. That's going to take you a lot longer.
Oh, yeah.
But you can start off. They got a pumpkin creme caramel with sour cherry jam and pumpkin seed brittle. And again, these are all party exclusive. A roasted beef marrow bone, which I actually would try here, but probably not going to make it there for that. The beef short rib in purple potatoes braised with red wine, figs, peppers, and a touch of dark chocolate. That sounds really good. But, you know, cast iron trout you can get with charred calamari, squid ink, breadcrumbs, black garlic, and saffron aioli.
This does not look appetizing to me.
No, it's got a whole bunch of the
fried.
calamari tentacles.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not fried, so you see everything, and it looks like octopus.
It does, yeah.
It looks very strange.
You got a roasted poulet rouge chicken, caramelized pumpkin, pomegranate, and pumpkin seed sauce. I think that sounds great. And then the one I'm jealous of, but it's fine because I can't drink it anyway, is the Handsome Brute. This is Tito's handmade vodka, Chambord liquor, pomegranate juice, and lemon juice garnished with a sugared rim and raspberries, which is new. And that does sound outstanding.
It does sound
Especially a non-alcoholic version. The Chambord is delicious.
Yeah, it
but,
is.
Oh, well. All right, Cinderella's Royal Table. They do have a dessert there, and it is the Stepsisters dessert, which gives you a pistachio and cherry-filled cream puffs, blackberry and raspberry ganache, a strawberry meringue, and a chocolate piece.
Cute.
So very cute. What is available at the Friar's Nook, including one item that we will highly recommend that you can quickly get and eat and fill your belly.
And again, these are all party exclusive and you can mobile order. So again, if you're listening, these are great things to write down. You know, you've got Friar's Nook, you've got Pinocchio Village House, and if you like something of this, Casey's Corner, like get one of these instead of the sit down so you make your best time. But this is, they've got here a spicy pork spring roll with charred pineapple and scallion dust. They've got a bowl of bones, bone-in piggy wings fried with fresh jalapenos and tossed in a Coca-Cola cherry barbecue sauce, which
I would
sounds
like to try this.
Yes,
this
it
year.
sounds amazing. This is what we recommend because we've actually made it at home. Jeremy actually says we think we still have some in the freezer that probably should be thrown away. But this is a buffalo chicken hand pie. This is buffalo chicken and mozzarella wrapped in a flaky dough and topped with blue cheese crumbles and a buffalo ranch.
Remember last year these were done as the Hocus Pocus book and had the little candy eyeball on it.
Yep.
And that's how we made them.
So good.
But now it's more of just a regular like empanada looking hand pie. But this thing is outstanding. Would highly recommend this.
And your last and of course dessert is a s'mores cup, layers of graham cracker crumbles, chocolate ganache, chocolate popping candies, milk chocolate panna cotta and marshmallow cream.
Yeah. So everything here
good.
sounds great, but get it to go. Storybook treats. We got the Anastasia cone and we have a Drizella cone. Anastasia's coming with whipped strawberry with lemon curd and strawberry popping candies with the chocolate piece. Both of these are party exclusive, and the Drizella cone is blueberry soft serve with vanilla crispy pearls.
I would
and a
like
chocolate
that.
piece.
I think I would like to try that one.
That one? It sounds
Yeah.
super good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And then over at Cheshire Cafe, you can get the Queen of Hearts slushie. It's a frozen cherry slushie drizzled with black cherry puree and topped with whipped cream and a crown-shaped chocolate piece. That is party hours only. Cosmic Rays always comes through with some delicious food.
Yep.
And again, this is where it's going to be very hard for us to make a decision because these are party specific only.
And again, mobile order,
mobile
accessible.
order. Yep.
So,
and this would be a good time to say, you know what, we're going to go ahead and mobile order this, and this is the time to plan in a break, catch that Disney Junior, dance party and all that's happening in there. Find yourself a seat, and go ahead and get yourself something to eat, because you can get a Halloween pot roast sandwich with cheddar and horseradish mayo on a black bun. This one sounds great, is the terrifying twice spiced chicken sandwich, spicy fried chicken breast dipped in hot honey, topped with pepper jack cheese, jalapeno poppers, and bacon.
oh wow, that
Right?
does sound good.
You've got the Sinister Sauté Burger, which is new this year. That is a cocoa rubbed all beef patty with bacon, lime pickles, which I would do without, and a Thai peanut sauce. That's new this year. You get the Witch's Fingers, which looks so cool.
Yeah, it
These
does.
are purple cookie fingers with sour apple mousse and green apple boba pearls. And finally, they have an ube green tea slushie with cherry whipped cream, cinnamon candies, and a chocolate piece. Let's go over to Tomorrowland, to Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies. And while these are different versions this year,
Ooh.
we have done versions in the past, and this is actually super good.
Yeah,
What are these?
I want,
you got to be a fan of this specific
do-
Halloween.
You do, and some people do not like it.
Yeah.
I do. But this is available during regular park hours and Mickey's Not So Scary. So this is something that at least we have. I'm excited. Maybe I'll have to get that on, like, coming up. Maybe we need to go to
We may have to do
Magic
two
a couple
Kingdom
yeah, a
days this
couple days.
weekend, Yeah.
So it's a candy corn soft serve sundae. Sweet corn soft serve with butterscotch shell and candy corn. It looks really cool too.
And their candy corn soft serve is delicious if you like candy corn.
Yeah.
It is so good and tastes just like candy corn, but without that weird, waxy texture of an actual candy corn.
Yeah.
So
Now, I'm sad that this is only party exclusive just because I would probably not want to drink it at night because it's coffee. This is a Witch's Cold Brew. This is Joffrey's Cold Brew with pumpkin spiced foam and sprinkles. Now, I would drink it on the early end to try to keep me up, but I'm sad that this is exclusive
do
party
they do a
only.
pumpkin foam at Starbucks? Cold foam at Starbucks during the Halloween season?
They might.
I hope so.
They
I'll be
might.
getting that. I love their salted caramel cold foam. Okay, let's move on finally to the lunching pad. You can go ahead and do that mobile order if you would like, but these are also available during the regular park hours. Along with the party is the jalapeno popper dog. I think this sounds amazing. It is an all beef hot dog topped with sriracha cream cheese, crispy onions, bacon, and a Hades relish.
Okay.
That is
So
new this year.
That must be spicy.
Yes, it's
Okay.
going to be spicy. I'd be interested to see what it's
Yeah.
in the Hades relish, though. If it's a pickle relish or if it's something else with
Yeah.
like a red pepper or a pepper style, like jalapeno pepper style relish,
Yeah.
that might be super good. And then they also have that Queen of Hearts slushie, which is available during the party only.
Yep.
So there is a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot to work on before your party visit to absolutely make the most of it.
Yep.
And hopefully this helps you kind of lay it out, because it's overwhelming.
It is.
There's a lot going on. And if you don't have a plan, I think you're going to miss out.
Yep.
And it is a lot of money to spend to miss out on the things you want.
Yep.
Again, for us, we prioritize that stage show,
Yep.
the parade, and the fireworks. I mean, I would recommend that's what you do.
Yeah.
But I understand if that's not your thing. If
Yeah.
you just want to run around and get candy all night and sweet treats, go for it. If you just want to do rides all night, go for it. I just think there's better opportunities. So check those shows out. Any parting words? We got to start working on our costumes. I know we
Yeah.
still have a month and a half until we go.
I
but
know.
we got to start.
Yep.
So,
We do. And I'm excited. And with this, like, I'm excited to sit down and make our plan and, figure out something to eat and figure out, how we're going to go about that and when to mobile order and what treats to get. So, yeah. So I really hope this helps y'all. And, you can listen to it and then pull up this stuff on the website and find what your plan is. And let us know. And that'd be fun.
And what I do with any of these is I just go into my notes app in my phone and I'll copy and paste the items that I want, where they're at. You make that plan. You can put them in bullet points. So you can cross them off once you get a chance to do them. And then with the mobile order too, it's a good time to pick up some gift cards. You can get discounted gift cards online at different places. You can get them from like Target using your red card. You save 5%. I know Price Club. I keep saying Price Club. Costco will sometimes offer them online. Best Buy has offered them online. What's the other one I'm thinking of? BJ's Wholesale Club often has them. So you can get those discounted gift cards. Go to DisneyGiftCard.com and register them. Make sure you register your gift cards on there, because if you lose it, you can still then transfer off of that card online to something else. And then type up in your same notes app where you have the list of all the treats you want and the mobile orders you want, type up that gift card number. It'll make it super easy to copy and paste inside of My Disney Experience when you're doing the mobile order. So you don't have to pull that card out every time and risk losing it even more. So that is it for now. Hopefully this gets you all ready for the Halloween party. And of course, we'll do previews for Christmas time and the Christmas party and Jollywood Nights as well. For anyone who's looking forward to going to those, we'll be going to both of those as well. And we're super excited to bring you all of that stuff. Of course, if you want to hear all these episodes, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you get the brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And then Rhonda and myself would be super thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review,
because it really does help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.